So there are some folks who um they're leaving comments, and I was going to put this in the viewer comments video, but I this needs its own video because y'all don't get it. Y'all don't understand, okay? And I need to actually just drill this into your mind, okay? Jazmine Sullivan has natural talent. I don't think any argument that doesn't include that is 100% disingenuous. Let's get that out of the way. Jazmine Sullivan is 100% very talented. But when you leave a comment and you're like, you don't understand, man, this is just talent. This is what it does. It's actually disrespectful. Not to Jazmine Sullivan. She can take it. She's a big girl. It's disrespectful because you don't get it. All right? Let me break this down for you. I've met people with natural talent. And almost always, they have something in their game that is missing. Something that is just obviously not really there yet. But it didn't matter because they were talented. I've met hundreds of singers like that. Do you honestly think the X Factor is like more talent? No, it's not. It's not even hard work. That is a component of it, but that's not really what it's about. You know, I point out all these things in with singers, right? I point out like soft palate, it's up, it's down. You have your tongue tension, torso, whatever that. Okay. If I were to walk up to Jazmine Sullivan and she agreed to do this obnoxious little exercise, and she started, doing stuff, and I'd be like, okay, that's your soft palate. What I imagine would come out of Jazmine Sullivan's mouth is, oh, that's what you call it. Because for her, it's like downloaded into her body, right? Like she doesn't, like, maybe she has words for this and all the stuff she's doing, but she understands it on an even deeper level. I just watched the 11-year-old Jazmine Sullivan. That's a talented kid who has been paying a lot of attention to her body. And I know this because her breath, her torso is just a little tight. She's 11. Growth spurts happen. They don't have, no child has had a lot of time with their body, right? So there's a little tension there, right? And she figured out a way to get around that. One of the things that I figured out when I was like, twice her age, she domes her soft palate to let some of the air pressure go. Now, people do this, but they go flat. But Jazmine Sullivan pays attention. She's focused, she's passionate, she's loving, she's hardworking. So she pays attention to pitch and doesn't fall flat and keeps adjusting. And that's at 11 years old. 11 years old. That's not talent alone. That is love, attention, heart. That's everything put together. It's the whole thing put together. And to begin to even explain the difference between how good she is at 11 and where she is now, take every single football field metaphor that you ever heard. Okay? Every single one that you ever heard. Put them all together and kick them out. It's not enough. She is so much better than she was at 11. When she was 11, I was like approaching her skill at about 22 years old. I've been singing my whole life, trained for 14, started at 18, right? So I had 4 years of training and a lot of experience. And, I played with singing. I wasn't really paying attention, right? I was told I had a good voice, so I guess you could say I have talent, maybe. I don't really think that's the point. But like at 22, she was doing the same kind of technique and managing of the voice that I was, and she's on pitch. I wasn't always on pitch. All right? And whatever age she is in now, people would have to take a lifetime to even try to get to where she is at 11 from where she is now. People could be given a lifetime and it wouldn't matter. And I would say that someone who doesn't get it, who isn't disciplined, but who is like playing with it a little bit and just kind of dabbling in it every now and then, like it's like maybe an hour a day of practice because they like it, I would argue that would take several lifetimes. That is how good Jazmine Sullivan is. And you know what's freaking crazy? There are other singers near her ability. Like, so I want you to take a moment and just realize how amazing people can be when they take something that they're pretty good at without trying, and then they put themselves into it. And I don't want, here's the thing that people confuse, right? Because I think a lot of people hear hard work and what they think is people forcing themselves. But that's not how you become great at something. If you don't love it, like really love it, it's not going to matter how hard you work, how passionate you think you are. When you love something, you listen. When you love to sing, you listen to your body, you listen to all of these things, you become curious. And that natural curiosity, it doesn't feel like motivation. It doesn't feel like a lot. But it's how you get great. Endless curiosity. Maybe you started from a place of being forced to do it. I know a lot of really great pianists that were forced to do it, then they fell in love with it. I can talk to them and we can talk about music and phrasing and Mozart, and we can talk about so many things, and you just see it on their face. They really love it, and they are far, far better than those people who really forced themselves to do it and worked hard. It sounds like I'm yelling, and I guess to a degree I am. I'm trying not to, I'm not yelling at people who don't get it. I'm not yelling at people who say, talent's everything. I am just this emotional about how amazing I think people can be. This is why I don't really do genres specifically. Like, I did opera because, you know, I thought it would be the hardest, and that was really naive. It's not the hardest singing. It has the hardest skill floor, which means that the basic skills to even just do it, they're really high. But like that's not even close to great singing. That's not even close to greatness, right? Like barely just passing the bar so you can do the thing. That's not great. There are great opera singers, but they're far and few between. Some of them are once in a lifetime voices. I've heard some of those voices live. They're amazing. And Jazmine Sullivan is just as good, if not better. I would be able to understand more if I knew more about R&B, but I don't think I'll ever like reach that level of appreciation for how good Jazmine Sullivan actually is until I like get to a level like that, and I'm just going to say it. It's probably not happening in my lifetime. But because I find people like Jazmine Sullivan so inspiring, I love to try. Don't you want to be that good at something? Like, you know what I mean? Like, isn't that cool? Isn't that like some of the best shit you've ever seen? Sorry for the language, but like, yeah. And I just like, I don't know. I've been trying to do the recording for 11, her 11-year-old thing. But like, all I actually wanted the reaction to be was this. So that's how good she is in my limited capacity to explain. And that's the video. This is weird. This is a weird video.